God damn it. Holy shit. I feel like it's been a while since I've had a movie that, in this case, it's a rewatch. But having a movie that is so bad that this is tough. This is going to be a really, really tough video to watch or to make. The movie was tough to watch. I am talking about Jack and Jill.
As Trish Stratus would say, woof woof.
Hey man, you leave Trish Stratus' name out your fucking mouth, alright? Especially, you better not bring up the single worst moment in her career. Jack and Jill was a 2011 film that is directed by Dennis Dugan. Dennis Dugan is one of those directors that has worked with Adam Sandler so many times over and over again. And this might not be a fact, but it feels like some of Adam Sandler's worst films are directed by Dennis Dugan. And I'll be completely honest and transparent. When I first saw this movie in the theater, I didn't like the movie. I'm not going to say that. I'm not prepared to say that. But I do remember at the time it was getting some of the worst reviews. Many people were saying it's Adam Sandler's worst movie. And I watched it and I thought, it's not good, but I don't hate it. And at the time, I didn't hate it. And I wasn't sure if I agreed that it was the worst Adam Sandler movie. And I remember getting a couple of laughs, or at least enough laughs to where maybe I forgave some things. But for whatever reason, all of these years later, rewatching it for this, I was like, man, this is bad. I don't know what I was thinking, what kind of a mood I was in, what type of stuff did I smoke on that particular day to where I just had no care in the world. Because I was so much more annoyed. I was so much more bothered. I cringed so many more times during this film. I think Adam Sandler, when he's great, he's great. Adam Sandler at one time was one of my favorite comedy actors out there, at least top 3 or 4. He used to be up there growing up. But now it's so hit and miss, and I feel like it's way more miss. And he's now becoming the Eddie Murphy of the sense of, I loved him so much growing up that even though he's burned me so many times, whenever he has a new movie, I still have that glimmer, that hope of maybe this is the one where prime Sandler comes back. So the beginning of this movie, that's when you know that things are going south, because they have all of these home videos and supposed real life twins talking about what it was like being twins growing up, or what's their relationship being twins. And it's I guess we're supposed to feel something from this. We're supposed to have this nice, touching, heartwarming, oh wow, isn't that sweet? But honestly, all of these twins come across annoying, come across as unlikable, come across as is this really what it's like to have a twin? Because if it is, thank God I don't have a twin. Because I probably would have strangled them or smothered them in their sleep. I know that sounds really dark, but I'm not 100% sure I'm joking here. And then you cut to Adam Sandler, who plays Jack. And Jack, I guess he's supposed to be the straightforward, straight man of the movie, in the sense that, Jill, the sister, is the annoying one. Jill is the one that gets on everyone's nerve. Jill is the one that's loud and obnoxious and unaware of what she's doing to everyone or how she's making everyone feel. That we're probably supposed to relate to Jack in a way of oh man, dealing with that sister, I can only imagine. But there's points where Jack is an asshole. There's points where Jack is annoying. There's points where you're just looking at him and you're alright, you're both bad. There's no real one's better than the other type deal. Jack just has a wife and kids, and so he's appearing to be more responsible. But deep down, you're no, dude, you suck. And Jill, yes, this is kind of Adam Sandler's worst qualities brought to life as far as just him and drag. It takes a lot. It has to be a much smarter film Because I'm not saying it's never been done before. I'm not saying that there aren't comedic actors who have worn drag, or there's not movies and shows where the character wears drag for the situation, and maybe it works, and maybe they pull it off. But you can't do this type of premise, or do this crutch of, hey, I'm going to wear drag. In this case, it's not the character wearing drag, although there is one sequence where Jack does wear drag to pretend to be Jill. But if you're going to do this whole thing of your main character, your main actor is wearing a dress, it's got to be funny. Like, the material has to be funny. This can't be lazy. This is not like where you want to see the lazy jokes. It's because you're already starting off lazy. And then the rest of the movie's just filled with lazy. I mean, I just... This was brutal, man. I did not laugh watching it this time around. I didn't. I don't even know what jokes I may have laughed the first time around. And when I talk about some of Sandler's most annoying qualities, like the bad Sandler movies, they all pretty much do this. The celebrity cameos. I don't know why it annoys me sometimes where it feels like it's Sandler saying, hey, look at who I'm friends with. I don't really care that, Johnny Depp is just there, which you could tell that Johnny Depp probably didn't even really know this was a movie, right? He's just there at the game and they just said, hey, can we film this really quick? Regis Philbin, which is sadder because he's since passed away, but you kind of go like, man, they convinced you to do this, huh? Shaq! How does Sandler get Shaq to do the goofiest things, wearing that wig and just acting really, really dumb? I mean, it's not like Shaq hasn't done really dumb things in films on his own before, so maybe there's that. Norm Macdonald, who, again, R.I.P., Norm's great. I feel like if you're somebody who hasn't watched Norm Macdonald from Saturday Night Live or just some of his own stuff, maybe you don't appreciate how funny he was. I remember him popping up on the Howard Stern show and saying, man, this guy's funny. But here, no. The gag, the joke, the blind date or whatever the fuck is so forced. It's so obvious. And where they go with that, I'm like, really? Hopefully Norm tried to suggest something better and they just shut him down. So he just said, all right, fuck it, I'm getting paid, so I'll just do it. Dana Carvey, which is like, man, okay. And David Spade wearing drag. I mean, it's not like I'm shocked. It's not like I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe David Spade would do that. But he's there and he's doing it. I should mention, because I didn't mention her before, Adam Sandler's wife in this movie is Katie Holmes. And I'm not saying Katie Holmes is the best actress. I'm not saying that she's an actress that, will give you the greatest performances you've ever seen. But man, she's a big enough name that you would think she wouldn't just be here to be the eye candy, just to be the one that's just like the trophy wife of Sandler for this movie. I know Sandler has that history of just hot women playing his wife, but this is the most egregious of, she doesn't even have a personality. She doesn't even have a character. She doesn't even have any jokes of her own. She doesn't have any point of view. She's just here to be like, oh, he's married to her this time around. All right, hopefully she got paid well because, goddamn. Eugenio Derbez, who plays Philippe, this is one of those actors that I think at the time I didn't really know who he was. Now I've seen him in a lot of stuff. So to go back and see him in this thankless, semi-racist, semi-offensive, and again, I'm not personally offended. I'm just kind of going again, lazy. If you're going to make race jokes, by all means, make them funny. Don't just go for the obvious, cheap, lame as fuck. And I shouldn't be sitting here rolling my eyes and just going, ugh, shaking my head, feeling embarrassed that I'm watching this shit. Al Pacino. I will say this. I don't think Al Pacino knows how to give a bad performance. I'm sure somebody will be like, well, what about this movie where he gave a bad performance? I'm just saying that it feels like he's committing to to a level that he doesn't have to. Like, you don't have to try this hard, Al Pacino. You don't have to be this good in this movie, because he's actually really good at playing this guy. Well, he's playing himself, but he's playing a guy who falls in love with Jill, and he's obsessed with trying to hook up with her, trying to get with her, and he's trying to force Jack to set up them getting together, and Jack is compelled to do it because he's also trying to sign Al Pacino to do a commercial for him, and it's like, it's this whole back and forth, and it's this running, ongoing gag, and it's like, man, maybe this is the stuff that I laughed at the most back in the day, maybe, because I think Pacino does well. I think Pacino sells it, and there's probably a couple of humorous moments there, but I was just such in a bad mood. I was in such a negative mood and zone, negative energy, that I probably didn't appreciate this time around what was going on there. I was just kind of hoping that this movie would end. The loud parent, that it's clearly Adam Sandler just being loud and being annoying and obnoxious, which is kind of him as Jill as well, just yelling. I don't know, guys. I am frustrated, and I'll be completely honest. I didn't finish the movie this time around because I've already seen it. So it's not like I'm doing this review and I'm doing a half review because you didn't finish it. Like, I've seen the movie before. I remember how it ends with Al Pacino doing the fucking Dunkin' Donuts commercial. Like, I've seen it before, been there, done that. I watched as much as I could before I finally just tapped out and said, I can't anymore. I can't. No mas. I tapped out. This movie sucks. I'm not going to say it's his worst movie, because there's Ridiculous 6, which I refuse to rewatch. I don't even think I ever finished that one. And then there's probably at least 2 or 3 other movies that are worse than this for Sandler. But my God, this is easily top 5 worst Sandler movies. Oh, and this makes me kind of want to stop rewatching Sandler films, because I'm trying here, I'm trying to get into that spirit. Anyways, guys, let me know in the comments below if you've seen Jack and Jill. What do you think of it? Do you think it absolutely sucks donkey dick as well? Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Fuck this movie.
Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you.